Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are fine. Uh, Now I have come up with a new video. In fact, this is the second video. I hope the previous video was helpful for you all. So today we will be discussing about the second lesson in your book Flamingo. Okay. So as you all know, the name of the second lesson is called The Lost Spring. Okay, so when you talk about spring, what does it come to your mind? So spring is a season which is usually associated with colorfulness, brightness, okay, because we have normally blooming of the flower in the season of spring, isn't it? So there are lots of flower blooming, there is lots of greenery in the planet, and there is when we talk about greenery and when we talk about color, it is usually associated with happiness. So now looking at the title of the lesson, which says Lost Spring, we can generalize that it must be something which is related with sadness. So now this particular lesson is divided into two parts. The first part, in the first part we talk about a place called Simapuri, which is actually located in the outskirts of Delhi. So Delhi is the capital of India and it is a very big city, but along the periphery or along the border of Delhi we find lots of places those places are slum areas, and in those slum area there is a people who are very much deprived of happiness. They really have to work hard to earn their livelihood. So among those people, among those children, there is one child called Sahib. Okay, so he is the main character. So the author, who is Jung, is an Indian author. So she keeps seeing this Sahib doing something in the garbage. Okay, most of the days, in fact many times, she had seen Sahib searching something in the garbage. Okay. And later on, when she meets Sahib and she asks him as to what he was doing in the garbage, he and his other friends, says that they are searching for gold in the garbage. So gold here literally means, it's not the literal gold that we use as an ornament. In fact, gold is referred to as anything that comes out of the garbage. Okay, and where the things that they can sell and they can earn some money. And these people, Sahib and his friend, they earn their livelihood by selling the things that they can find in the garbage. Okay, so Sahib is a boy who does not go to the school. In fact, when the author asks him, "Do you go to the school?" So Sahib says, "No, I do not go to the school because there is no school in my locality." So jokingly, when the author asks him, "If I make a school for you, will you come?" So Sahib says, "Yes, I will definitely come." So he answers this with a smile in his face. Okay, so which shows that Sahib is very much interested to go to the school, but he does not have any school in that particular place. To talk about Sahib, and his family had come from Bangladesh, because somewhere in the history, Bangladesh had undergone a civil war. Okay, so there was something that was happening in Bangladesh which compelled Sahib and his family to leave Bangladesh, and they had to come to India. So when we talk about slum area, we can figure out that slum area is a place where we do not have buildings or concrete infrastructures, isn't it? So usually in slum area we have houses which are made with tarpaulin, tin, bamboos, small woods, isn't it? So Sahib's house is also made with those materials. They do not have sewage facility, they do not have toilet facilities. So he has to live in a deprived condition. So the other thing that the author mentions in this lesson is that there are many people who comes to visit this place. Okay, for example, politicians and the people of the department, government department, and other people. And every time they comes to this place, they promises something to, for this place. They may say that I will do something in order to develop this place, but later on they do not do anything to develop this place. So this, the promises that they kept, that they had made, is called unkept promises or false promises. Okay, and the other thing is that Sahib, like any other usual rag picker, he does not have a proper shoe or a slipper, and he usually walks barefoot. So one day when the author saw Sahib was watching people playing tennis. He was staying out of the court and he was watching the game through the fence. Okay, and but surprisingly, the author saw that Sahib was wearing shoes that day. Okay, but one of the pairs had a small hole in that shoe. And when Sahib was asked as to how he had managed to get this shoe, Sahib says that it was a discarded shoe. Okay? A boy who had a wealthy parent, who had a rich parent, had thrown this shoe. They had rejected the shoe because it had a small hole. Okay? But for a small boy like Sahib, who had walked barefoot almost throughout his life, so getting this shoe, even with a hole in it, was just like a dream come true. Okay, so this particular incident talks about the difference between a children of a rich family and a child of a poor family. And at the end of the lesson, when the author meets Sahib, he is holding a canister in his hand, a canister which contains milk. So now the author knew that Sahib has now started working in a tea stall, and he is also getting paid for his work. In fact, he is getting salary. But when the author looks at Sahib's face, she could make out that Sahib has lost the spark, the brightness from his face, because he is no longer his master. He is working under somebody else. So the canister he is holding represents the burden that a child has to carry. So this particular part also talks about child labor, which is against the law of our constitution. Despite getting a stable job, the author does not like Sahib working in a tea stall, because it shows that the child is under the control of someone else, and he is not a free man, he is not a free boy like before. So with this we come to the end of the first part. So the first part basically talks about a poor child who belongs to a slum area, and the difficulties he has to undergo in order to live his life.